for some local news here. Now, we've been talking for quite some time regarding how the transition from being locked down to uh, from a community uh, quarantine situation or GCQ, I forgot, and then hopefully eventually reopen with a modified community quarantine situation here. And I was surprised to find out that the Department of Tourism has posted an article in CNBC, which I was surprised and glad to be able to discuss it. They're trying to promote tourism again in the Philippines here. So let's take a closer look here. So as you can clearly see here, so sometimes I forget how beautiful the Philippine Islands is in terms of leisure activities, from the Zone Visayas and Mindanao here. And obviously, the Philippine tourism is trying to encourage people to travel again, whether domestically and so forth. So one of its primary contention here is putting safety first as it carefully reopens for tourism. Now there are three or four key areas that they're promoting again. So you have Boracay as one, I think Bohol is another, then you have Palawan is third, and then you have Baguio as a fourth location. So let's take a closer look here. You can see here, the beaches looks nice. No, not just nice, beautiful. And it's clean, right? Rarely do you see beautiful places. Typically, it's associated somewhere in the Caribbean, but we have it here in our country here. So obviously, the gradual ease of the lockdown, businesses are slowly opening up again. So which is good news for everyone, right? So how are those tourism, travel destinations going to cope and provide a better service? Now, Boracay is one of them. So it's part in the Western Visayas region. So with its beautiful beaches, which I've seen years before. So I need to visit it again one of these days. And then you have also Palawan. Then you also have Baguio as another region as mentioned, which we'll discuss in a bit. So tourism is worth 13% of the GDP of the country. So that's a big contribution to a resurging economy to continue growing as a country. Anyway, so if you're traveling or staying at an hotel, so here are some guidelines that was mentioned or prescribed. So first here is hotels must offer PPE or personal protective equipment, so to avoid spread of infection. But I'm not so thrilled about this. Now, if you're going to be tested to be able to visit those places, isn't it incumbent, if it's safe, then you don't have to wear those PPE? But but you want to be cautious in a sense. So meaning, is it not entirely safe? I don't know. How can you enjoy your stay, let's say in the beachfront, you're wearing PPE mask the whole time? I don't know, unless it's a fashion statement. Anyway, for other guidelines, you have the single and double occupancy only, so no family rooms in a sense. Then guests are urged to use mabuhay gestures, so no handshaking. And then for rooms, they are going to be disinfecting the rooms once guests are checked out. Okay. Then food here, I don't know about this one. They're going to replace buffet and room service with grab and go stations. Now, obviously, when you go to a hotel, you want to be pampered. So offering these services doesn't, encourage people to stay outside. Now, social distancing is obviously that makes sense. But again, wearing protective masks is, I don't know. So let's see here. Yeah. So if you're going to Baguio here, so the city of pines, right? So surrounded by tropical pines. And how are they going to open up business here? So one of their key strategies here is requiring tourists to apply a scheduled entry online, so which is reasonable. But one of my problems here is you have to have a book certified hotel, which is okay, but you have to go PRC testing, right? So I think the testing here is the problem here. Do you get tested before you get there, or do you get tested once you get there? I think the issue here is the length of the results that it takes, right? If they can shorten it, let's say maybe a day, you just go there, you get tested before you leave, and then get there, and then you get tested again you get quarantined for one day, so that after that you can enjoy the rest of your vacation there. Now, it's not only for the travelers, but also the government, which is, I commend them, is planning to, well, hopefully it's not just planned, but going to help out provide a stimulus package worth 2 million or 100 million pesos to help micro enterprises or micro small enterprises here, which I think, makes up a lot of businesses, not just in Baguio, but also around the Philippines as well here. So apart from Baguio, where else? Ah, yes. So here we have the Chocolate Hills, or in Bohol, as they're known for. So obviously, one of the more popular endangered animals, or the tarsier, is located here. So you can go visit the iconic Lobok River, to name a few, or visit the Panglao Islands, right? But how are they going to do that? So the province has already opened at limited extent, so allowing tourism-related activities to restart under strict hygiene and safety measures. Now, obviously, I think it makes sense for the domestic travel to start first before encouraging foreign visitors to visit our beautiful country here. And obviously, testing, I think, is the key here. If you can find a quick solution, fast turnaround that is reliable, not a rapid testing, but a testing that can be relied upon time and time again, so that we avoid getting, false positives, which is kind of scary if you think about it. Because if one gets infected, the rest can easily be infected without even knowing if you're asymptomatic in the first place here. Anyway, so let's continue. And then you have Palawan here. So one of the best news that we have here is they're opening again the location of Coron and El Nido. So known for their emerald lagoons, as well as their karst cliff, right? Anyway, so one of the great news here is that the locations of Coron, El Nido, and San Vicente have kept COVID-19 at bay, which is a rarity rather than the norm. So being able to stay away from the pandemic like the rest of the country has, guests can visit their places on a trial tourism basis. So guests undergo mandatory swab test. Once passed, they are shuttled point to point from airport to their resort. So similar like to how the bubble works, right? So if you're safe before you go there, you're isolated from the rest of the I'm saying the world, but the community, so you can enjoy and relax since it's tucked away anyway. So they'll still be operating at reduced capacity to promote social distancing as well here. So they also have guidelines already in the works that allow select numbers to return as well here. So there are many places that people would like to visit, being cooped up for so long. And then obviously what's important here is the right safety mechanism should be in place to help businesses get back up and to what we were few years back, before the pandemic happened here. And I'm looking forward to be able to travel again locally and visit those places, the waterfalls, the blue emerald lagoon, than what you're used to seeing skyscrapers, buildings all the time here.